Hey everyone, welcome to another video. My name's Stephen. If you're new to this channel, these videos are all about digging deeper on the cost of ownership, and that is currently on my Porsche 992 Carrera 2. In today's video, I'm going to discuss how much it's cost me so far and what its current value is in today's marketplace. So as of this video, I have actually owned the car now for 12 months. At that period, I want to know how much the car is worth, how much it's cost me over the 12 months when it comes to the finance, and what it's probably worth on the marketplace today if I was to go and try and sell it, or even if somebody was going to try to buy the same car now that's 12 months old. I've actually had my statement on the finance. I know exactly what I've paid down on it, including what I paid up front, and I also have looked into different ways of selling the car immediately. That is usually the fastest way, which is to just trade it in these places where you can just take it and they will appraise the car and give you a cash value. Then on the back of that, I've also had a look online to see how much these cars are selling for actually on the forecourt, to see whether I've actually lost any money, and if I was to sell the car privately at full price, how much I would be out of pocket. So if you've been watching any of the videos, or you want to go back and actually check it out, I've done a finance details video, and that I'll pop that on the screen. I'm just going to gloss over kind of the costs that I associated with the front end on the car, which is the deposit and the rest of the down payment I made to be able to do the agreement, and the 11 payments that I've had to pay so far to make up the 12-month period that we're actually at the end of. So if you're not familiar with the car and not familiar with the videos, this car cost me £84,313. On top of that value in the UK, because the car's over £40,000 when you buy it new after a certain date, I had to pay a premium on my first year's road tax, which came to £1,280. After that first year, from the second to the fifth year, it is only £475. So I quickly chuck up those numbers on the screen so you can see what it cost me up front. That first payment down was £5,000, and that was my initial payment I had to make to actually order the car. With my finance agreement, I ended up having to put another £18,363 into the car. That does include the £1,280 road tax, so that is all lumped there in that payment at the beginning. My monthly payments on the car are £462 a month. That total comes to £5,082. So all in at the minute, I'm in for £28,445 in total after the first 12 months. That is just what it's cost me to buy the car, the physical car. The running costs I consider a separate thing, and I'm going to run through those for 12 months in a completely separate video. So if you want to see that one as well, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So now I've recapped how much it's cost me all in for payments on the car so far. I now need to know how much it would cost, say I was going to settle my finance agreement. So currently, after all those 11 payments and all the interest paid as part of those payments, I have an outstanding value of £67,854. So after ironing out those important values, this is where the interesting bit comes in. We now need to work out how much money I have left in the car. So what I would usually do when I'm getting rid of a car is I'd just probably trade it in against a new purchase, or I've tried to offer the car back to a dealer, which is what I did with my 718 Cayman, and they actually bought the car back from me. Because I'm not looking to dispose of the car or trade it or buy a new one quite yet, I have actually been online, got some prices from the websites for the trade-in places, which are before they've seen the car, but it's a good guideline. And I also have a price back from a dealer that is a book value that they would give me before they also do the same thing and appraise the car and give a final value. Now, if we run through those figures on the screen, I'm going to start with the lowest and I'm going to end with the highest. I've got three that I'm going to put up there. And the first one that I've used before when we've done these videos is jamjar.com. The jam jar prices that came back, and the highest offer out of that before seeing the car was $68,949. That isn't so great considering the settlement value that I've had from the finance dealer, so I probably wouldn't bother going to do anything about that one. The second value that I got back was from actually the Porsche dealer, and the Porsche dealer has given me a book value of $74,000 before viewing the car. Based on my experience with the Cayman, I got a book value back, and after they had a quick look around the car, I'd taken as best care of it as I could. There was a couple of things on it, but they didn't actually take that into account, and they gave me exactly what the book value was. So that $74,000 is a bit more appealing. That leaves me with some money left in the car after the settlement figure. Here's the interesting one. I did a third look online, and We Buy Any Car at the moment will offer me an unappraised price of £79,750. That isn't too far away from what I paid for the car. Usually when I've spoken to people at We Buy Any Car, when I've taken the cars for appraisal and I've asked them questions about this, what they say is the prices fluctuate. If your car is something that they don't have a lot of stock of, they're running low on that type of model, they tend to offer higher prices to tempt you to come and sell them the car. So even at that £79,750, I don't think there's too much wrong with my car. I'm sure they would probably try and find something to mark it down with, but I can't imagine they're going to pull it down as low as the 74 from the dealer. So like I said from previous experience, the dealer offer as per my Cayman, which you can see about that in another video about how much my Cayman cost me. I'll pop that one on the screen there if you want to watch it later. It was basically what they offered me off book, so I feel quite safe with the 74,000. So somewhere between that and the 79,750 from We Buy Any Car is likely to be fairly accurate at this time. Now, based on all those prices, let's pop up on the screen what I've got left in the car if I was to go and sell the car to any of these places and settle my finance figure. So obviously the lowest one was jamjar.com. Their offer, less my settlement figure, leaves me with £1,095. The dealer is the next one, so their offer minus the settlement comes in at £6,146. And then the best one, £11,896 left in the car if I sold it to WeBuyAnyCar.com. So is that appealing for me to go and trade the car in? Well, if we take a look at how much it's actually cost me, less what I'm going to get back from these places, and you will see what the difference is, and you'll see whether you think it's appealing or not. So with the Jam Jar offer, it's cost me £27,350. With the dealer, it's cost me £22,299. And from We Buy Any Car, it would only have cost me £16,576. Again, this is before they may or may not knock anything off for any marks, but again, I'm fairly confident that the car is as straight and clean as it could be. So for illustration purposes, we'll run with these numbers. This is the next interesting bit. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be very many cars on the market, not as a Carrera 2, and I have been and had a look, and the cars I can see so far that are available are all at dealers on their forecourt. I wanted to know how much they were selling for, because some of those prices I've just had back for trade-in values at the trade price were fairly high, especially the one from We Buy Any Car. Out of all of those cars, I've picked two to do some comparison prices on, because there isn't really any cars there now that are of a very similar spec to mine. The two cars that I have picked are actually November 2019 registered cars. Mine was a March 2020, so they're not too far away. One's done more miles than mine, one has done less. Now, the cheapest one out of those two has got the more standard spec like mine has, with a couple of different extras on, so it's a little bit more expensive than mine was new. And we're going to take a look at that one first. Now, that car on the screen there has actually only got 2,150 miles on the odometer, and the car is on the forecourt at the moment for $87,450. Now, that is a little bit more than mine's worth, and there's a reason for that, and that is because of the spec list. Now, what I have done is I've been onto the web configurator and I have spec'd this car new, exactly how they have it there with all those extras on. I also checked the pictures on it just to make sure there wasn't anything missing that wasn't included in that list. And this is the value of the car. I'm going to show you the summary on the screen now. That car comes in at $87,987. Now, that price is before the premium road tax for the first year on the car. So they're actually selling the car nearly what it is worth if you buy one new. The other car is a little bit more expensive. It is still the Carrera 2. It's got some similarities to mine, but it is also in a metallic. I'm going to put that one on the screen now for you to see what the cost is. Now, that one is selling for $90,790, again at a dealer. Now, that is in the grey colour, and I will put the spec list up so we can see exactly what is included on the car. Now, I've also spec'd this car in the configurator because, again, we need to see what it was worth new off that spec list. It comes in at $92,248, again before the first year's road tax. It had an option list of £9,453 for that equipment. So looking at those cars there, they're not losing too much against their original value on the forecourt at the Porsche dealer. I wouldn't get that value if I was selling it privately, or possibly in the marketplace I could do. It's not something I'm going to do, but it looks like I haven't really, in terms of the marketplace, from a retail standpoint, lost too much in depreciation on my car, which is great, but I didn't really expect that to be the case after the first year. I thought it would be worth less. As I've said, with the world being in the place that it is and possibly the shortages of cars, this is possibly an anomaly, and I wouldn't want to guarantee in the future, if you're watching this video, that the cars are going to be worth the same sort of price after 12 months. I will be running through in the next couple of videos what the cost was for running the car for the 12-month period, things to do with the fuel costs, etc. And I will also be doing another video where I'm going to take a walk around the car, look at anything that cropped up, points, things I might want to mention that didn't come up in earlier videos that I have experienced while I've been driving the car through all 4 seasons over the 12 months. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I will see you again next time. Thank you very much. Bye.